Something really bad happened. Let's continue on with size extremes, shall we? That's what you love when he picks up his moss poles and shakes them aggressively. Hello, and welcome to my living room. My name's Erin. I love plants, especially I love arids. Today I'm going to show you a few of my favorite plants of 2025. And some of them have seen some It's my first video of 2025 and it's over halfway into January, so that is really not good. But you know what? There's been some stuff going on here. As you know, I live in Los Angeles and LA has been sadly set ablaze with a multitude of wildfires. Fortunately, we're about 17 to 20 miles away from the fires, but we do feel so bad for the folks that have lost their homes in the fire. I am just truly living in gratitude and trying not to sweat the small stuff. On a happier note, it's really good to be back, but on that gratitude tip, I am really grateful for all of you and for your comments and weirdness. Cheers. This plant was previously, I did an Anthurium ranking video ranking all of my Anthurium collection from worst to best. And this one was ranked so low because historically they're awful and unpredictable. But today, do not adjust your screens, folks. This here is a perfect baby Anthurium warocquianum emergent. I'm going to grab her and hopefully not knock a leaf over because that's something that I would do. So she is not only flowering, but has also given me this huge, beautiful, perfect emergent. And it's still a bit soft, so we're not even done growing and hardening yet. But let me see if I can drop her a little bit. This makes me so nervous because these are so fragile. She's huge. She looks great. The humidity is even lower than it's been historically in LA at this time. The fires didn't help. The Santa Ana winds didn't help. So I saw humidity percentages in my living room at like 27, 25%. Low. Today it's 40. It's a little bit better. When I've grown from a seedling and she keeps continuing to size up and she's happy. Word to the wise, if you are going to try your hand at a warocquianum and you historically have bad luck, just get a seedling. That's the best shot you have, honestly. And then carry on like you do with all your other arids. But yeah, this one's been grown in ambient the whole time and she looks really good. Like I said, cutest little inflow here. Normally, you know, it's funny. I have a crystallinum clary that in fructescence that is slowly starting to percolate with some berries. And my hat's off to you guys who are Anthurium breeders. That shit takes so long. I don't know how you have the patience. It's literally like the full gestation of a child. That was harrowing, and I hope I don't have to move her again. This is Anthurium Queen. Let me tell you something. It is the month of the queen. That is for sure. So we have this emergent coming out here, which is looking also surprisingly beautiful. And we have a big old inflow here, which I thought I would actually try to pollinate both of the queens and see what happens. I mean, why not? They're flowering pretty much at the same time. Plant in no particular order is one from Woohoo Tropicals that I ordered and has quickly turned out to be one of my favorites. Anthurium Woo 1, Pappy Woo 1 by Voldemort. Why is my hand like this? Because something really bad happened. I came home from work one night, went to go check on this emergent, which this has lately been my most favorite plant in the house. And I saw this. This plant is still one of my favorites. I mean, first of all, look how perfectly this emerged. And this is what happens when children and rare plants coexisting in the house together, especially children who play baseball. This is what happens. So we had a little mishap with the baseball, clearly thrown at a very high velocity because that is a nice clean cut there. But this last one, the prior emergent, was assaulted by rough housing and a tripod falling over on it. So, which I kept for posterity. So I'm gonna keep this one because it still looks okay. But Voldemort, for whatever reason, keeps getting assaulted. This is, what he's supposed to look like. here with all this texture. I'm going to keep trying with him. One day I'll get a perfect leaf that will not. And by the way, these were in 2 different locations. This leaf was on the coffee table. This one was on the credenza. But you know what? This is real life. I don't live in a crystal palace. There's other people that live here that just clearly appreciate the plants somewhat, but they just don't treat them like I would. So say love you, Voldemort. You still look cool, but this is a reminder. Shit happens. Surprise! The next one is actually not an Anthurium, but I do love this one a lot. Oh, he's getting big. Philodendron atabapoense. Oh my gosh, he is barely fitting in the screen. God, this is maybe one of the most easygoing, fuss-free philodendrons I'd ever have. And I've said it before, if you're in doubt, put that on a moss pole. Look at how this is growing into the pole. That is some robust rootage right there. This is actually a nice one too because it seems to be really pest resistant. I had this next to an Alocasia longiloba that was like constantly battling spider mites. Constantly, I was treating this thing. They never seem to be bothered to hop onto this guy. That's good because, you know, when you have a spider mite infestation, you have enough to worry about. You don't need this. And like I said, this has been on just a whatever Amazon clear pole, really doing well. And the size jump now has been insane. All right, this next one is really good. Behold, Anthurium besseae af. She is such a beautiful looker. She is from Equigenera, from Palm Street, and I paid $65 for her. She did not have this leaf. She had some smaller ones. This actually was an emergent in my care, and it looked not good. So I don't believe it was pest damage. I never spotted any pests, but what I did do was actually treat it with Physand 20, and it knocked whatever it was off, and this was the next emergent it gave me, which looked great. So this is going to have an inflow here, and then a new inflow first, and then the new emergent. I love this guy. This was probably one of my best $65 I've ever spent. That's actually pretty reasonable for such a stunning plant. There's a lot of really fun hybrids out there, but this is still like a reasonable pure guy. So I feel like the besseae af was pretty underrated. It's been really unfussy for me. And what do I have it in? It's got, let's look at the roots. Why not, right? Based on the condition of the plant, you would suspect the root system to be pretty robust and healthy looking, and lo and behold, it is. I think what I will probably end up doing is I got these really good 5 and 7 inch clear, deeper pot from Anthurium Papa, so I think I'm probably going to end up repotting this soon in the near future. What I'll do is I'll see what the condition of this emergent when it comes out. That's what this emergent looks like here. If it looks small, weird, unsightly, what have you, I will repot it. That means the plant is telling me it is time. Oh, God, she's stunning. Okay, onward. This plant from Palm Street, the most addictive website on the planet for plant lovers. This was from Young Shoots. It's Anthuriums, Carla BVEP. BVEP standing for Black Velvet, Eastern Panama, or Antilocii. This is the newest emergent, and look at that sinus in the middle. I am obsessed with this leaf shape and the texture and the abs. It is so pretty. When she showed it on Palm Street, I initially passed and I could not stop thinking about it. So I messaged the seller and I was like, do you still have this plant? And she did. I just watered it now, but it's so funny because I didn't realize how heavily this was in. It's actually really, really, really light. There is so much perlite in here that this seller has used. It's really light, but the root system looks quite good. This always makes me nervous. Is this fungal? Is it pest? I don't see any kind of pest damage. Once you've had something, you just, the degree of paranoia just doesn't ever end. I'm telling you. Looks like we've got something percolating right here, which is exciting. Yay. This one I'm going to have to stand because she's real large and in charge. It's the mobile of fun, the Anthurium Polydiflorum. I mean, this gets a ton of light, guys. The grow light is beating down on this thing. But you know what? It's clearly working. I have this in a non-clear pot, so I can't really speak to what it looks like in there. However, it's heavy, so I feel like the roots are probably getting pretty compact. It's got a flower here. I don't know that I'll keep this because, I mean, who wants to pollinate a Polydiflorum anyway? I don't really know what it's compatible with, so let me just nip that in the bud right there, literally. However, this is happening, which is exciting. This little guy down here. So this is the new emergent. It's going to be really big. The petiole is insane. So this is going to be even more insane. It's going to be so long. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as placement. Gonna have to maybe eventually go on a shelf, but this is maybe one of my easiest plants. I do have another one growing in pon, which is also fuss proof. So if you can get your hands on a Polydiflorum, please do so. Everyone needs a strap Anthurium in your life. If not this one, which usually is a little bit more affordable, if you come across a Wailangerie, get one of those too. I feel like maybe this is a more interesting leaf shape and pattern, but I'm still waiting for that corkscrew inflorescence. That one I will definitely not be cutting off. Kind of a tie between these two. I mean, they're both pretty great. Wow. Both really great. This is easy. This one has been grown from a tiny, teeny seedling. This one was grown, it was a little bit larger, definitely not this large, say more like this size, maybe a little bit smaller, and the leaves were so wrinkly and beat up, but I said it before, time the great iron. As these unfurled, they just got pretty and perfect looking. Both have been really fuss-free. I love a strap Anthurium, what can I say? Surprise! You've been whisked away to my guest room, where some of the plants next to be discussed are located. Anthurium rotatum by Doc Block Purple, which started out as this tiny little seedling from Nice Plants Good Pots out of Louisiana, and I got this on Palm Street. Look at, we got a new emergent coming right here. Listen, I was thrilled when this last guy came out. When these come out, they are so purple. You still can see a hint of it here, but they are so vibrant. But this one, this is made out of a hardy stalk, like literally feeling like a cardstock. I love this plant so much. Healthy root system here. This has been such a dream, and I can already imagine how large this chonker is going to be here. This has like been in my top favorites for a long time. This was like the surprise of the century as far as dream Anthurium surprise seedlings that I had no idea what they were really going to look like. I mean, all of these are actually a gamble. A lot of these little seedlings, and there's a lot of new ones. If you're like a gambling kind of person, a seedling is great because sometimes you have no idea what you're getting into. Sometimes I have one in the bedroom now. It's huge, but it looks kind of not that cool. And this one was a total surprise. As it's grown, it's gotten so beautiful and teardrop shaped. I don't think I paid a lot for this, but whatever I did pay, it was worth it. Not everything cool comes in a large package, and this is what I mean. But this little guy is an NSC red crystal self from someone on Palm Street. But this one has just gotten so cute. I just know this is going to be like an adorable red crystal. I'm not sure how much I paid for this. I will think it was a lot, and it's been so fun. I just love a red crystal. I cannot get enough of them. Let's continue on with size extremes, shall we? Behemoth. Massive flora beauty. I mean, by the way, I know probably a lot of you are Sydney plant guy fans. Don't you love when he picks up his moss poles and like shakes them aggressively and they don't go anywhere? They're just, they're rooted in there. So I feel like this is not rooted in as well as a Sydney plant guy plant, but trust me when I say it is rooted in there. This is still my favorite leaf. If you are on the fence about getting a Florida Beauty, so easy. Like easier than a Florida Ghost, as easy as a Florida Green. More pricey than a Florida Green, but so stunning. So pretty. I mean, this is turning into a bush, and I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for the bush action. Okay, these guys have got to learn how to coexist. Just to belabor the point about the mystery seedling, kind of the same, but kind of different. But I mean, this could be like a dandelion, not a dandelion. This could be like a vegetable for all we know. But it's not. This is a Anthurium Bevep by Portia by Carla by Dresslerii. So this is like a whole mouthful of fancy Anthurium. So who knows what this is going to look like, which is exciting. Again, the whole mystery, unexpected spontaneity of this plant is very exciting. And then this guy, this Anthurium Dresslerii by Repap by Self. And these are just chilling with the final plant that we're going to talk about that I am really loving. Drum roll. My new teeny Delta Force, which, oops, I just watered and makes me so happy. So this is that second leaf that I think when I unboxed the Delta Force, this was tiny, and it is as large as the other one and not quite hardened off yet. So it probably is going to get a little bit bigger, but the chonk on these roots, do not adjust your screen. This is actually not the same one. This is one and this is the second one. The roots on this are definitely substantial. You could definitely see the clarinervium in this because these are some robust looking roots. Cutest little cloche of joy here. These three roommates, Jack, there's Janice, and oh my God, what's this? Chrissy and Chrissy. So Three's Company. Probably only some of you know that show.
Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you.
It was such a gem. It was truly a part of 80s pop culture for shiz. I mean, there's a lot of like really cute stuff here that you can tell is going to be a favorite. There's a lot percolating here. And there's nothing I enjoy more than coming here in the morning and obsessively checking on these cute little seedlings over here. My seedling mom joy cup runneth over. Well, that is just a few of my favorite things, my top 10 favorite plants in the house right now. 2025 starting out with a bang. Definitely a bang. Not all good, but definitely some kind of bang. Which one is your favorite? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know. And what do you guys want to see next video-wise? And I will make that happen. Well, thank you so much for watching and talking about plants with me. I will see you next time. Wishing you all of the big leaf energy. Cheers.